The MCU isn't just a series of movies. It's basically a massive, 15-year-long game of I Spy. Marvel is famous for planting tiny clues in the background. But the craziest part? Sometimes, the fans find things that even the writers didn't plan on. We've spent over a decade arguing in forums and dissecting trailers frame by frame. Usually, we're just seeing things that aren't there, but every so often, the internet catches a detail so perfect that Marvel actually makes it official. Today, we are going through every single major theory that turned out to be 100% true. From secret identities to hidden survivals and the future villains pulling the strings, these are the theories that finally became canon. Number 1. Captain America was always worthy. Let's start with the big one. Back in 2015, during the party scene in Age of Ultron, Steve Rogers tried to lift Thor's hammer. It nudged, just a tiny bit, and the look on Thor's face was pure panic. For 4 years, the fandom was at war. One side said Steve wasn't quite worthy yet. The other side? They swore he was faking it to be a good friend. Fast forward to Endgame. When Cap calls Mjolnir during the final fight with Thanos, he doesn't just lift it. He masters it. He's throwing lightning like he's been doing it his whole life. The Russos eventually settled the score. Steve was always worthy. He just didn't want to hurt Thor's feelings at a party. It's the ultimate proof that Cap's greatest power isn't the serum. It's his heart. Number 2. The Quantum Cheat Code. When Ant-Man first introduced the quantum realm, it just looked like a cool, trippy visual. But fans noticed the mention of time vortexes and immediately started theorizing. People guessed this wasn't just a place to shrink, it was the MCU's cheat code for time travel. And they were right. Before Endgame was even titled, the theory was that Scott Lang would be the key to undoing the snap. When he popped out of that van 5 years later, having only aged 5 hours, the theory became reality. The quantum realm didn't just change the scale of the movies. It became the highway that saved the entire universe. Number 3. The Multiverse Return. Spider-Man fans are a different breed of obsessed. The second we heard about the multiverse, the begging started. People wanted Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back. For a long time, it felt like a pipe dream. Sony would never agree. The timelines don't match. Then No Way Home happened. It wasn't just a cameo. It was a full-blown redemption arc for 3 generations of Spider-Men. Marvel and Sony took the biggest fan wish in history and turned it into one of the highest-grossing movies ever. It proved that in the multiverse, no legacy is ever truly gone. Number 4. Stan Lee's eternal job. For a decade, Stan Lee was the ultimate Easter egg. He was a bus driver, a librarian, a strip club DJ. Fans joked for years that he wasn't just playing random people, but that he was actually the same cosmic entity watching the Avengers. Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2 finally pulled back the curtain. We see Stan in a spacesuit, talking to a group of watchers, complaining about his time as a FedEx guy. Marvel confirmed he was a Watcher informant. Every single cameo was officially linked. He wasn't just a funny old man, he was the eyes and ears of the cosmic machinery. Number 5. The Stark Expo Kid. This is a legendary, fan-written theory. In Iron Man 2, there's a little kid in a plastic mask who stands up to a killer drone. Tony Stark saves him and says, "Nice work, kid." Fans did the math. The expo was in Queens. The timeline fit. People started pushing the idea that this brave little kid was a young Peter Parker. It was just a headcanon for years until Tom Holland and Kevin Feige officially signed off on it. That one background extra is now Spider-Man's first appearance in the MCU, 5 years before he even had powers. Number 6. The Red Skull reveal. In 2011, Red Skull was vaporized by the Tesseract. Or so we thought. But look at the footage. He gets sucked into a blue beam of light. Space beams usually mean space travel. For 7 years, fans swore he was still alive somewhere in the cosmos. Infinity War dropped the bomb. He wasn't dead. He was the ghost-like keeper of the Soul Stone on Vormir. He went from a raging fascist to a hollowed-out cosmic servant. It was the ultimate "I told you so" for the fans who never believed that a villain that big could die that early. Number 7. Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. This theory goes back to the very beginning. Fans pointed out that recruiting Hydra scientists like Arnim Zola into S.H.I.E.L.D. after World War II was a recipe for disaster. The theory was that S.H.I.E.L.D. was rotten from day one. The Winter Soldier confirmed the nightmare. Hydra hadn't been defeated. They had been steering the world from the inside for 70 years. They were responsible for the chaos S.H.I.E.L.D. was supposed to stop. It was the twist that reshaped the entire MCU and proved that you can never trust the institution. Number 8. The Netflix shows are canon. This was the most exhausting debate in Marvel history. Were the Netflix shows like Daredevil and The Punisher actually in the MCU? The movies ignored them for years, and it looked like they were being phased out. But 2024 finally settled it. Disney Plus updated the sacred timeline and slotted the Netflix shows right in there. Then, Daredevil Born Again confirmed that Kingpin and Matt Murdock aren't just new versions. They're the same guys we've been watching for years. The street-level grit of Hell's Kitchen has officially been invited to the big leagues. Number 9. Sam Wilson's Captain America. When Steve Rogers handed the shield to Sam Wilson at the end of Endgame, it felt like the story was over. But fans knew it wouldn't be that easy. People theorized that the government wouldn't just let a new Captain America take over, and that Sam would struggle with the legacy. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier took that theory and ran with it. Sam gives up the shield. The government hands it to John Walker, and everything goes wrong. It took a whole series for Sam to realize that being Captain America isn't about being chosen, it's about choosing to lead. Now, with Brave New World, the torch isn't just passed, it's earned. Number 10. Planet Hulk's Leftovers. Comic readers were waiting for Planet Hulk for years. When Thor landed on Sakaar in Ragnarok and found Hulk as a gladiator, it felt like a dream come true. But it wasn't exactly the same story. Fans noticed that the movie skipped the world breaker part of the Hulk's journey. Marvel essentially used Planet Hulk as flavoring rather than the main course. But the theory that there's more to the story hasn't died. Hulk's son, Scar, has already shown up in She-Hulk. The theory now is that we're still heading toward a massive rage-filled Hulk event. The seeds are half planted and just waiting to explode. Number 11. King Thor's Collapse. In Thor Ragnarok, everything was set up for Thor to become a mythic king. He lost his eye, he lost his father, and he found his true power. Fans expected a legendary ruler. Instead, Endgame gave us a broken, grieving Thor who had given up. He ditched the crown and handed New Asgard to Valkyrie. The King Thor theory didn't quite land the way we thought, but it made his character more human. He isn't a mythic ruler yet. He's a guy still trying to figure out who he is without his home. Number 12. The Hulkbuster Struggle. In the trailers for Infinity War, we saw the Hulkbuster suit and assumed the Hulk would burst out of it during the big fight. The theory was, the suit gets destroyed, Hulk gets mad, and we get the rematch with Thanos. Marvel subverted that one. Bruce Banner spent the whole movie arguing with the Hulk, who refused to come out. It was a bizarre reversal. Instead of using the suit to stop the Hulk, Bruce had to use it because the Hulk wouldn't help. It turned a cool action trope into a story about Bruce finally having to stand on his own 2 feet. Number 13. Tony's Ultimate Price. Ever since Age of Ultron, where Tony had that vision of all his friends dead, fans knew where he was heading. The theory was that Tony Stark's arc could only end one way: the ultimate sacrifice. He was the man who didn't have the guts to lay down on a wire, and he had to prove Cap wrong. Endgame was the final confirmation. There were no clones, no magic exits, and no resurrections. He used his own tech to channel the stones and save the world at the cost of his life. It was the end of the line, just like we all feared it would be. Number 14. Doctor Strange was always a threat. In The Winter Soldier, a Hydra agent mentions Stephen Strange as a target for Project Insight. At the time, Strange was just a doctor. Fans theorized that Hydra's algorithm saw his destiny before he did. Marvel confirmed this later. It wasn't about magic, it was about personality. Strange was brilliant and defiant, the exact kind of person a fascist organization would want to eliminate before they could ever become a hero. Number 15. Hawkeye becomes Ronin. When the first trailers for Endgame showed Clint Barton in Japan with a sword, fans knew exactly what was happening. They theorized that losing his family to the snap would push him into his dark Ronin persona from the comics. The movie confirmed it in the most brutal way possible. Clint wasn't just a hero anymore, he was an executioner. The Hawkeye series later doubled down on this, showing that his time as Ronin left a trail of enemies that he's still trying to outrun. Number 16. Wanda is the villain. After WandaVision, half the fans thought Wanda was a hero who made a mistake. The other half saw the writing on the wall. She was becoming the Scarlet Witch, a being destined to destroy. Multiverse of Madness confirmed the darker path. She wasn't just grieving, she was corrupted by the Darkhold. It turned one of the MCU's most powerful heroes into its most terrifying antagonist, fulfilling a prophecy fans saw coming the second she started messing with reality. Number 17. Mephisto is real. For years, Mephisto was basically a meme. Fans saw him in every red object and every weird line of dialogue in WandaVision. It became the ultimate crying wolf theory. Then Agatha, all along, finally dropped the name. Mephisto exists. He's canon. He's out there. It was a massive wink to the fans, confirming that the devil really is in the details, even if it took us a few years to finally find him. Number 18. Jake Lockley is lurking. Moon Knight fans knew something was wrong. Throughout the show, there were blackouts and moments of extreme violence that neither Mark nor Steven could explain. The theory was obvious. The third, more dangerous personality, Jake Lockley, was already active in the background. The post-credits scene of the finale confirmed it. Jake exists, he's lethal, and he's still the one doing Khonshu's dirty work, while the other two are none the wiser. Number 19. Doctor Doom is already here. Finally, the theory that's currently taking over the world. Fans have been looking for Doctor Doom in every reflection for years. With the multiverse falling apart, the theory that he is the next Endgame-level threat was confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con. With Avengers Doomsday on the horizon, we now know that Doom isn't just coming. He's been positioned as the centerpiece of the next era. The transition from Kang to Doom proves that Marvel is always ready to pivot to the character the fans want to see most. The track record is clear. Marvel is watching us as much as we're watching them. From the millimeter cap moved the hammer to the algorithm that predicted Doctor Strange, the fans are usually 3 steps ahead. So, what's the next theory that's going to break the internet? Is the sacred timeline actually going to be destroyed? Is Hydra still hiding inside the New World Order? Drop your best confirmed theory in the comments and tell me which one you saw coming a mile away. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for more deep dives into the MCU, and I'll see you in the next one.